his reach.
I was raised in a family that didn't attend church very often. They went maybe Easter and Christmas, and I really didn't feel a lot of love in my home. I'm sure it was there. I don't think my parents understood or learned from their parents how to love their children and each other. So as I was growing up, I kind of felt lost. I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt weird. I wasn't comfortable around people. And as I grew up on a farm, I didn't really socialize a lot. And then about the time I was in junior high school, I moved to a city of 40-some thousand people, which was huge for me at the time. I found a group of people that kind of put their arm around me and pulled me in, and started smoking cigarettes and eventually marijuana. And it just, when I did that and I was introduced to alcohol, I felt like I could get along with people, and entered into a really dark period in my life where I was trying all kinds of drugs, I was doing all kinds of drugs, and living the lifestyle that went with that. And it seemed like there was no people in my life or surround me at the time that were good people, you know, that were trying to do good and be good. I come to the point of suicidal ideations several times. I thought being crazy and doing crazy stuff would bring more people around me because they'd be, because I'd be unique, you know, and interesting. What happened was eventually I ended up going to prison, and I spent 10 years in prison, and the first 5, I played that role, you know, of an inmate, of a convict. I was in a place where people were doing life sentences and weren't getting out. I got diagnosed with a disease that required me to take chemotherapy while I was in there, and I was told that they would treat me if I would go to some classes and not drink or do drugs anymore, because if I did, the treatment would be useless. And I remember I was walking on the yard in an old penitentiary in Colorado, and it was a pretty day. There was white puffy clouds, the sky was blue, and I looked up and I just felt the presence of God giving me clarity to understand that I had to change. And at that moment, I knew everything I had done on my own to make changes for the good, I had failed at. I knew that I had to find strength and God in my life to help me become a better man, to help me not die in prison, to help me reconnect with my family, and just help me stay out of prison. I did not want to die in prison. My goal was, when I got out of there, was to live a good life, to get back to the community that I took so much from, and do what I could to better myself. You know, the last 6 years, my wife got cancer. The last 2 years of her 6 years with cancer, she had tumors removed from her brain and couldn't walk. So I spent 2 years caring for her, which, again, that was way more than I knew I could ever do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I had to be there. I knew I had to take care of her, and I prayed. I prayed a lot. You know, she passed away 2 years ago, and so I'm a recovering addict, and I go to recovery meetings regularly, and I leaned on that program and people I know in that program, and they got me through those difficult times. But I met somebody a few months ago that's very dear to me today, and her name's Christina, and I watched her and I listened to her talk about the struggles that she went through, and I seen that she had something, a glow. And she talked, and I could tell that she had a relationship with God, and I would hear her sometimes use Heavenly Father. And in talking to her, eventually she told me that she was studying with missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I said, man, I've been trying to study. I've been trying to get that connection with God. and I need help to get that connection. And she talked highly of her missionaries. She loved her missionaries, and she told me she would talk to them and see if they could contact some missionaries up in this area where I'm at. And so that's what happened. The missionaries down there called me. I had a good conversation, and that's when I met Elder Saunders and Elder Archibald. I've been studying with these. I've been reading the Book of Mormon, and I'm feeling more and more of the Spirit and having a greater understanding of the gospel and what that meant, what Jesus Christ means to me in my life today. The best thing I can think of that's ever happened to me. I find myself praying frequently, and I feel very blessed. I feel like my life has changed so much in just a few weeks. And I'm so grateful that next week I will be getting baptized. And I want to fully commit myself. I feel that I found the truth. The truth is here in the Book of Mormon, in the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, in Jesus Christ, in our Heavenly Father. And I'm just grateful for where I'm at today, from the darkness I came through to finally seeing the light in my life. And I can't thank everybody enough, and I will continue to thank my Heavenly Father every day.